my name is Basir. In this video, I will teach you how to solve system of equations by using Cramer's rule. Now we have three linear equations given to us. X minus y plus 3z is equal to 5, 4x plus 2y minus z is equal to 0, minus x plus 3y plus z is equal to 5. We are supposed to solve these system of equations. What do you mean by solving the system of equations? Solve means we have to find the value of the variables x, y and z. This question has been asked in intermediate first year examination AP March 2019 and Telangana State May 2018. The first thing that you do is you write the given system of equations in the form of AX is equal to B, where A is known as the coefficient matrix. How do you find out the coefficient matrix? That's pretty easy. You just have to write down the coefficients. The coefficients here are 1, minus 1 and 3, 1, minus 1 and 3, 4, 2 and minus 1, 4, 2 and minus 1. Here the coefficients are minus 1, 3 and plus 1, minus 1, 3 and plus 1. In X matrix, you just write the variables that you have here. We have the variables X, Y, Z. So let me write X, Y, Z. B is a constant matrix in which you have to write the constants here, which are on the right hand side, 5, 0, 5. Now, what is A here? A is the coefficient matrix, which is 1, minus 1, 3, 4, 2, minus 1, 3, 1. The first thing that we do here is we find out determinant of A. How do you find the determinant of A? You can find out the determinant of A by expanding this using the first row. So I'm going to target all the elements of the first row. Let me first target 1 here. So when I target 1 using this row and the column, I'm left with these 4 numbers. So let me write here. When I targeted 1, I was left with, when I targeted 1, I was left with these 4 numbers. Let me write those 4 numbers here. 2, minus 1, 3, 1. Keep a minus sign, and now I'm going to target the next number, which is minus 1 here. So when you target minus 1, let's target minus 1 here. When you target minus 1, you are left with these 4 numbers. 4, minus 1, minus 1, 1. 4, minus 1, minus 1, 1. And let me now target the third number here, 3. So when I target 3 here, let's see what we are left with. So I'm going to target the number 3 here. I'm left with these 4 numbers, 4, 2, minus 1 and 3. Now 1 into, how do you multiply, how do you find the determinant of this? 2 into 1 is 2, keep a minus sign and then multiply these two numbers. 3 into minus 1 is minus 3, but since you have a minus already here, you can write plus 3. So you can do it directly like this. Minus into minus would be plus 1 into, now what are we going to do here? 4 into 1, which is 4. Keep a minus sign and then multiply these two numbers. Minus into minus is plus, 1 into 1 is 1, plus 1. Okay. Now, and then now you have plus 3 into 4 into 3 is 12. 4 into 3, that gives us 12. Keep a minus sign and then multiply these two numbers. Minus 1 into 2 is minus 2. But since you have a minus sign already here, you are going to make this as plus 2. Okay. Now, determinant of A is going to be 1 into 2 plus 3 is 5. 4 minus 1 is 3. 12 plus 2 is 14. So mod A is going to be 1 into 5 is 5. 1 into 3 is 3. 14 into 3 is 42. So 42 plus 3, that gives you 45. 45 plus 5, that gives us 50. Since determinant of A is not equal to 0, you can use the Cramer's rule to solve the given system of equations. If the determinant of A would have been 0, then Cramer's rule would not have been applicable here. Now, what do I do now? We find out the matrix B1 and we find out the matrix B2, and then we find out the matrix B3. How are we supposed to find these matrices? Now, for finding B1, you are supposed to replace the first column with 505 with your matrix B, 505. So in place of the first column, I'm going to write 505 here. The rest of the two columns you are supposed to write down as it is. -1, 2, 3, 3, -1, 1. To find out B2, you are supposed to replace the second column with 505 with your B matrix. So the first and third column, I'm going to write it as it is. The second column is going to be replaced by 505. So 1, 4, 1, the first column as it is, 1, 4, -1. And then the second column, I have replaced that by 505. The third column, I'm going to write it as it is. No changes whatsoever. And then B3, how are you going to find out B3? You are going to replace the third column with 505. So the first two columns, I'm going to write them as it is. No changes whatsoever. The third column, I'm going to replace that by 505. Now, once you do that, you are supposed to find out the determinant of B1, determinant of B2, and then determinant of B3. Let us first find out determinant of B1. Okay, I believe I would need some space to find the determinant of B1 matrix. So let me just copy the B1 matrix here. Let me copy the B1 matrix here, and then we'll find out the determinant of B1. So B1 is 505 -1, 2, 3, and then 3, -1, 1. We are just going to find out the determinant in the same manner in which we found out the determinant of A. So determinant of B1 is going to be 5 into, when you target 5, you are left with these four numbers, 2, -1, 3, 1, and then keep a minus sign. When you target -1 here, you are left with these four numbers, 0, -1, 5, 1, and then keep a plus sign. When you target 3, you are left with 0, 2, 5, and 3. So alternate plus and minus here, plus, minus, and then a plus. So mod B1 is going to be 5 into, let's multiply this. 2 into 1 is 2, keep a minus sign, and then multiply these two numbers. 3 into -1, that's going to be -3. But since I have a minus sign already here, you can make it +3. Minus into minus is +1. Now 0 into 1 is 0. Keep a minus sign and then multiply these two numbers. 5 into -1 is -5. But then since you have a minus already here, minus into minus, that gives you plus. Now 0 into 3 is 0. Keep a minus sign and then multiply these two. 5 into 2 is 10. So mod B1 is going to be 5 into 2 plus 3 is 5. 0 plus 5 is 5. 0 minus 10 is -10 itself. 0. If you remove 0 here, you are left with -10 here. Now mod B1 is going to be 5 into 5, 25. 1 into 5, 5. Plus into minus is minus. 3 into 10 is 30. So mod B1 is going to be 25 plus 5 is 30, minus 30 as it is. Mod B1, I got it as 30 minus 30, which is 0. Now in the same manner, you are supposed to find out mod B2, which is the determinant of B2, and then let us find out mod B3, the determinant of B3. I'm going to find the determinant of B2 here. So I'm going to target the elements of the first row. When you target the first element here, when you target the first element, which is 1, you are left with these four numbers, 0, -1, 5, 1. Keep a minus sign and then target the next number here, 5. So when you target 5, you are left with 4, -1, -1, 1. 4, -1, -1, 1. And then let's target the last number here, 3. You are left with these numbers, 4, 0, -1, 5. Let's now find out the determinant of this. 0 into 1, that gives you 0. Keep a minus sign and then multiply these two numbers. 5 into minus 1 is minus 5. But then since you already have a minus here, minus into minus, that gives you plus. 4 into 1 is 4. Keep a minus sign and then multiply these two numbers. Minus into minus is plus. 1 into 1 is 1. 4 into 5 is 20. Keep a minus sign and then multiply these two numbers. Minus 1 into 0, that gives you 0 itself. Mod B2 is going to be 1 into 0 plus 5 is 0. 4 minus 1 is 3. 20 minus 0 is 20. So mod B2, modulus of B2 is going to be 1 into 5 is 5. 5 into 3 is 15. And then 3 into 20 is 60. So mod B2 is going to be 60 plus 5 is 65. 65 minus 15, that gives you 50. In the same manner, let us find out what is mod B3 here. Mod B3, so I'm going to target the elements of the first row here. So when I target the first element 1, I'm left with these four numbers 2035. 2035, and then when I target the next number minus 1 here, I am left with, let me target the next number minus 1 here, I'm left with 40 minus 1 5, 40 minus 1 5, and now when I target 5, I am left with, let me target 5 here, when I target 5, I'm left with 4 2 minus 1 3. 4, 2, minus 1, 3. So mod B3 is going to be 1 into. In case you are finding it a little bit difficult to find out the determinant here, I would suggest you to do it step by step. You can perhaps do it this way also. You multiply these two numbers, 2 into 5, keep a minus sign and then multiply these two numbers, 3 into 0. You can do it this way as well. Minus into minus is plus 1. 4 into 5, keep a minus sign and then multiply these two numbers, minus 1 into 0. Now since I have two minus side by side, I'm separating them using a bracket here. 4 into 3, let's write it. Keep a minus sign and then multiply these two numbers, minus 1 into 2. Now what happens? Mod B3 is going to be 2 into 5 is 10, 3 into 0 is 0, 4 into 5 is 20, minus into minus, that gives you plus, 1 into 0 is 0, 4 into 3 is 12, minus into minus is plus, 1 into 2 is 2. So mod B3 is 10 minus 0 is 10 itself, 20 plus 0 is 20 itself, 12 plus 2 is 14. So mod B3 is going to be 1 into 10 is 10, 20 into 1 is 20, 14 into 5, that gives you 70. So mod B3 here is 70 plus 20 is 90, 90 plus 10 is 100. So what did we do here? Let's go back to our question. We were supposed to solve the system of equations using the Cramer's method. What did we do? The first thing that we did is we converted these system of equations in the form of AX is equal to B, where A is the coefficient matrix. So we wrote the coefficients, and then X is the variable matrix in which you write the variables X, Y, Z, and then B is the constant matrix where you write just the constants. And then since A is this matrix here, we found out determinant of A, and then since determinant of A is not 0, you can proceed with Cramer's rule here. We found out B1 by replacing the first column with the constant matrix. We found out B2 by replacing the second column with the constant matrix. We found out B3 by replacing the third column with the constant matrix, and we found out the determinants of B1, B2, B3. Lastly, we can now find out the value of X, Y, and Z. X is going to be mod B1 by mod A. Y is going to be mod B2 by mod A. I pretty much have the habit of reading this as mod B1. You can read it as a determinant of B1, that's fine. So Z is going to be the mod B3 by mod A. Now what is B1 here? B1 is 0, and then mod A, I suppose it was 50, okay, and then mod B2 is 50 by mod A is also 50. Mod B3 is 100. Mod A is 50. Now let's cancel them. 0 by 50 is nothing but 0 itself. 50 into 1 is 50. 50 into 1 is 50. So 1 by 1 is 1 itself. 50 into 2 is 100. So x value is 0, y value is 1, and then z value here is 2. But let us suppose you want to be sure that your answer is correct. In that case, what you can do is you can substitute these values in any one of the equations here and see if those values the values of x, y, and z satisfy the equation. If the values of x, y, and z satisfy the equation, you would know that your values are correct. So just for this is something which is not required, but then in case just you want to be double sure that your values are correct, you can substitute the values in any one of the equations just to be sure for yourself. So I'm picking the first equation here, x minus y plus 3z is equal to 5, and now I'm going to substitute the values of x, y, and z just to be sure that my answer is correct. In place of x, you can substitute 0. In place of y, let us substitute 1. And then in place of z, let me substitute 2 here. 0 doesn't have a value, I'm going to remove it. 3 into 2 is 6. 6 minus 1 is 5. 5 is equal to 5. The LHS and RHS are same. So these values that you found, these values are satisfying the equation, which means your values are correct. You can stop your solution right here, but then if you want to be double sure that your values are correct, then you can substitute the values in any one of the equation just to make sure the values are correct for you. Now, I'm going to give you one question for you to try by yourself. You can try this question by yourself and then you can let me know your answers in the comment section. In case you have any questions or queries, feel free to comment me and let me know. So I have this question for you where you are supposed to solve the system of equations using the Cramer's rule. This question was asked in intermediate first year examination, Telangana State, March 2018. So you can try to solve the system of equations using the Cramer's rule and then let me know your answer in the comment section. You can let me know the value of x, y, and z in the comment section. I would suggest you to substitute the values of x, y, and z in any one of the equations and make sure the values that you got satisfy the equation just to be sure that your answer is correct. Thank you so much for watching the video. In the next video, perhaps I will teach you how to solve system of equations using matrix inversion method. I'll see you all in the next video. Until then, goodbye.